I'm going to read you guys some poems. If you were here on Wednesday, I read the same ones, so sorry if you were. But this one's called Portrait of Tractor and Bird. When I was small, the tractor was a skyscraper protruding from the rolling hills, mechanical and out of place. It swept its muted blue over brown hay, ready to bail in these last breaths of summer heat. I stood on the edge of a platform that stretched over the wheel, impossibly giant. It seemed a slip would send me plummeting to my death, all my bones broken with contact. I was a bird, tied only to this body by my arms knot around a beam. The cattle watched us ramble through the fields, following like a funeral procession. We were the hearse, to watch my fragile bird's body try to catch the wind. That's the first one. Woo! Thanks. The next one is called Cow Trails. I trailed behind on the path to watch the empathetic round eyes of the cows and their calves trace the trail we walked around them, a path that they blazed with many lumbering hooves long before that summer's haze when I watched from the roof the herd amble through the crystalline frosted pasture, watching because you told me to as you handed me the binoculars. That was the second one. Thanks. The next one is called Autumn Trip to Citico Creek. Also, just side note, sorry that my poems are also short. It's hardly fall, yet still snow crusted the edges of the trail. The wind beat the tent all night in our clearing, shaking the sides like a great ship's sails in an unforeseen storm. We were safe anyway. In the morning, just past sunrise, we unzipped the tent's front to make oatmeal and coffee on the dewy grass. We made our camp stove from soda cans before the trip. The simple food tasted better in the woods, cooked with something we made. We set back off down the mountain at a steady pace. We reached the base with the sun at the peak and drove back towards home, somehow both less and more real. You're all too good. Thank you. And then I have one more, so this is the last one. And then you get to be I only have 4 poems with me, I'm sorry. So this one doesn't have really a title yet, but yeah. My body who feels so distant from myself and abstraction, still more concrete than these hardly familiar eyes with which I try to see. I will never fully feel it. My near-dead senses muffle all contact. Supposing that I am an I attempt to define the necessary humanity against some other body's flesh, brings touch back to life. My body who can only move itself to connect to someone else, only myself when I can see the rise and fall of my rib cage pressed against another body. My body, a weight gripping me here and fastened by a silk ribbon, untie it to watch me fall away.